First, we have autobiography of one of my heroes, Bill Grant. One of the best set of arms in history. Then we have a one-on-one legend interview with Dan Padilla and Bill Grant. Folks, it doesn't end here. We still have plenty in the Castellano Vaults of the 1981 Mr. Olympia scandal. We also got a Dan Padilla interview that will be coming up shortly after this video is released. He'll update us on Bill Grant, bodybuilding, himself, anything you need to know. If you want, put up a couple questions to ask Danny. I'll ask him. We're personal friends. The Giant Killer is here to stay. But anyways, we got things, big things coming up, but we want to get this out right away. Folks, Bill Grant, hope you enjoy it. There's plenty more to come. Castellano Vault? Castellano Winery? I'll drink to that. No! Scrumptious.
All right, ready? Bill, listen. We've been out of bodybuilding for a while, and I'm wondering, what do you think of the new stuff we got going here in the sport?
You mean the new bodybuilders?
New bodybuilders, new products?
Well, you know, Danny, we've been around a long time, and we've seen what bodybuilding looks like. You know, I've gotten a lot of questions from younger bodybuilders, even the older ones, especially the younger ones. And I got to really be downright honest. A lot of the younger guys like our days. They liked our style, what we look like. Nice lines, symmetry, not overdone. I hate to say it, they're a little bit upset about what the guys look like today. I mean, I basically think that it's not they don't totally like them. I think they relate to the fact that they don't think they can attain that. It's like something I can never be. But in our day, they looked at it and they said, yeah, I think we can do that. Even the baby boomers, remember, we're the largest group. Those are the guys that look at it, and those are the guys with available income to buy from us. These are the guys that really like the look. But again, it was really amazing how many younger kids came by and talked about the look of bodybuilding. I think bodybuilding is going in a direction where it's kind of regressed instead of progressed, because you can remember when we were competing, we had all kinds of television coverage, ESPN, Wide World of Sports. Today you don't see that. I hate to say it, but I think they're looking at this as a freak sport now, and we really can't get the audience that we want. We're too segmented now, and I feel a little bit sad about that, because we worked hard to get it where it was at. So we really need to try and maybe turn it back a little, and it's no disrespect for these other guys. I love them. They're working hard just like we did, but I just think they're doing something that they're forcing, you know, people not to want to look like that, because it's something they don't want to attain and something that they probably can't attain. So with that being said, let's move on to the supplement companies. We have a ton of them. And back in the day, we had supplements, and we know a lot of them were like, ugh, didn't taste good. But today, I think they're following the same thing. We've got hundreds of lines of supplements, but how many really work?
Well, here's the thing. For myself and a lot of the people involved, I mean, I do a lot of personal research when it comes to product line or even working out. I'm finding that what can we use? What is the best, for instance, what do you feel is the best protein out there? Or I also hear that you have a product that you promote and really believe in.
I sure do. First of all, I'll talk a little bit about my product. It's called Creatine Cocktail. It's by Bill Grant Nutrition. The reason why I developed this product, again, because I saw all the products out there making all these wild claims that it's 300% better than this one and stronger, and you're going to gain 30 pounds of muscle in a month. Now, Danny, we both know that ain't happening. There's no such thing as gaining 30 pounds of muscle in a month. You know how hard it is to gain 5 pounds, 7 pounds of muscle in 1 year. So I decided I'm going to come out with a real product, something that really works, and especially that's safe and it's effective. So I came out with my product, and I think the big products people are looking for today is protein, creatine, and glutamine. But I made a formula. As a matter of fact, I really didn't make the formula. I asked someone to help me, and you know this gentleman, Jerry Brainham. Jerry Brainham formulated this product for me. And the reason why I asked him, because I don't think most people realize, he did the nutrition for Oscar De La Hoya, Laddie Divac, and Mae Merriweather. and Reg Park's son did the training. Now, everybody remembers how great Oscar De La Hoya was, but you remember when he started falling off as well. That's when he allowed his father to come in and fire Jerry and Reg Park's son. So now we can see how important nutrition is, because I think that was a real basic reason why he started going down. Lack of a good trainer and lack of nutrition. So I figured I had to create this product. It's got only 6 grams of sugar, and the sugar is fructose, where you don't get that big insulin spike and that big crash. Now, we all know if you eat 75 grams of sugar 2 or 3 times a day, Danny, you're going to be fat.
Absolutely.
You're going to be fat, and you may end up with diabetes. So it's like selling a can of sugar and putting it in some water. I feel really bad about that guys end up buying things like this. I don't mention names because I don't think it's fair, but I think people know what I'm talking about. I mean, it's just not fair. If you're going to have a product, I think you got to have some credibility behind it. If you look at Lee Labrada, Dorian Yates, myself, our names are on the can, and you know if your name's on that can and you screw up and make a bad product, we're out of business, right?
Absolutely.
The other big companies are private people that own it, but nobody knows who they are, but they have the bodybuilders out fronting for them. So if it goes down the toilet, they're gone, they get the blame, and the owners just start another company. So that's my theory, and you know what? I relish the FDA to come in and control this business, because I have nothing to hide. I'm making a matter of fact. Hold on 1 second. Give me a can.
Hold on 1 second.
Give me a can. Matter of fact, on my can, I have a quality mark of purity on every can. It tells you exactly where the creatine came from. It came from...
Wait a second now. If I use this product, am I going to get big?
It all depends. It's individual gains. I'm not claiming you're going to gain 30 pounds in a month. I'm not going to claim you're going to gain 5 pounds.
I'm already the best looking guy in bodybuilding.
You sure are, Danny.
I want to be big now.
And you got one of the best bodies around. Well, you know, there's other ways of getting big as well. Now, we know firsthand that supplements alone are not going to make you big. There's other factors that play into this.
Absolutely.
So we need to let people really know this. Supplements are just what they are, a supplement to whatever else you're doing to help you facilitate and get where you want to be. And this supplement will do that. It'll help you recover from workouts. It'll help build a little more lean muscle mass. It'll give you more energy. And the idea is recovery after every workout. And that's what we're trying to do, recovery after every workout. So I'm trying to be flat out honest. I don't make any outrageous claims that you're going to gain 20 pounds in a month. You know, you're going to have ripped up arms, 20-inch arms. To me, those are false claims. I won't do that because it's not going to happen.
Bill,
not from this.
Let me ask you, where do you think bodybuilding's heading?
The state of bodybuilding today is in trouble. I really believe we are. I mean, Arnold has done everything he can do to keep it going. And I say, if Arnold ever dropped out of this sport, I think we'd go right down the toilet, even further than we've gone now. I mean, like I said, back in the day, we had all kinds of television coverage. You don't see any television covering it now. They only cover bad things that happen in bodybuilding, and a lot of bad things have been happening lately.
Yeah, of course, we saw what happened with Greg Titus.
Exactly right.
And it definitely was a scar to bodybuilding. So what you're saying is, thank God for the help that Arnold gives to keep promoting our sport, because if not, it'd be in the toilet, wouldn't it?
Exactly. And without Arnold promoting what he's doing, I think we're going to go even further backwards. So I really think it's time to try and straighten things out and get back on track. I think, and I'm not just gloating because we had a great time and we were real good back in the day. And you know, we're the guys who really brought up bodybuilding with the film Pumping Iron.
What everybody has today, they owe to all of us.
Back in the day.
Sergio, you, Robbie, Mike, and so on.
That's right. Sergio Oliva.
The greats.
That's right, Danny. And
I got to have 2 things that I need from you.
Okay.
First of all, I remember back in the day when I competed against you, you had phenomenal arms.
Right.
I mean, you had a great physique, but those arms were killer.
That's right.
Can I see a shot?
For you, Danny, anything. Because you the man.
Ladies and gentlemen, look at that. The guy's older than me, I think.
I'll be 60 years old, matter of fact, in September.
There you go.
So I love the sport. I love the guys who are in it. And Danny, we had great times when we lived in California.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, those were the days. And I tell all the young guys, if I had a time machine, I'd love to take you back, because you'd see what bodybuilding was really like and what it was really all about, and how we had a lot of camaraderie. You can say today that they don't have that. These guys don't hang out together. They don't work out together most of the time. They backstab all the time. We had a good time. We were one big family. You can attest to that.
Well, you gotta understand, back in our day, we won a trophy, that was it.
That was it.
And a couple bucks.
Right.
Today, there's a lot of more money involved, so of course they're going to be a little more vicious.
Exactly. When there's money involved in anything, it starts changing it around. But I think we need to figure out which direction we're going. And you're right. Are we going to go up further, or are we going to keep going down? And guys like you and me, with all the hard work we've done, and these guys working hard too, we don't want to see it go backwards. I want to see it keep improving, getting a bigger fan base. I mean, more fans outside of bodybuilding need to come back. We had that back in the day. We had that. We had people coming who never even worked out, but they liked what they saw.
Let me ask you a question. Why is it we can't get all the old timers one more time? All the greats, whoever training, still looking good, to do one more show. Why is it we can't get enough money to make everybody want to jump out of their seat?
I don't know, Danny. I don't think there's many guys left to do that again today, man. And in the shape they're in, I would have to.
We got the masters in golf. You get guys 90 years old, half drunk, going around kicking the ball, hitting the golf ball, swearing. We can't get 25 of the best old timers out there one time to put the bikinis back on and show them what the hell's going on.
And you know what, Danny? I would love to see it. You and I probably were the first ones to put those nice little trunks on again and get out there, but I don't know how many guys are going to fall. I don't even know how many guys are left, even alive, to do it. We all know that. A lot of them are just not around, and a lot of them just aren't capable of getting themselves back in any kind of shit. And I like that idea. Maybe we need to start a campaign on that, Danny.
Maybe
get on
I'm
the
going to go out there and see how many pennies I can get together, call all the guys, see who wants to compete one more time, start doing my one-arm push-ups again.
Hey, there we go.
The other side ain't working. And see what can happen.
Well, maybe I'll rub my two nickels together. Maybe we can get together and have it and join forces and see if we can't make it happen. But remember, Danny, it was like posing in your underwear. Can you imagine what we were doing during the day? I can't fathom it again right now. Like, whoa, I'm standing here buck naked, man, except for a pair of trunks.
Well,
wow.
I put on my own posing trunks and keep dropping.
Yeah, mine too, man. They just don't hang on too much, you know. They grab on, you know, the package would be filled up, but we're getting older, Danny. We just got to face it, brother.
I need one more favor from you.
All right, let me know.
I want you to tell our fans in the city of Rochester and all over to keep an eye watching.
Ladies and gentlemen, the city of Rochester, and don't forget to watch my buddy, Danny Padilla, in action, because he is the man, you know what I'm saying? He's just like Chico in the man. He's Danny in the man. So you better watch it, or I'm coming to get you, sucker. You understand? I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you, sucker. You better watch him.
Brightest day and darkest night, Castellano will kick your ass with all his might. Folks, what am I talking about? The Castellano Vault? It's bursting at the seams, but guess what? Castellano's like Scrooge McDuck. I want more! I have plenty of stuff on the 1981 Mr. Olympia scandal. But if you have stuff, you have pictures, videos, you were there, you know somebody, something, anything to try to prove my case, contact us. End of one of our videos. Anyway, look, there's plenty of ways to get a hold of me. Contact us, what you got. Send us pictures. We'll promise we'll give you full credit. But anyways, Castellano wasn't done. There's plenty more to go. Even if nobody's got nothing else, which I know a lot of people do, which I put a little pressure on a couple people. No, the friendly way, not the Tony Nowak way. Folks, Castellano promises you the story doesn't end here. We only just begun. The Carpenters. Wow, did you watch that interview? Legend, interviews legend, Bill Grant, Dan Padilla. Not only did they talk, they gave away a few secrets, so I hope a couple of you guys had your recorders on. Anyway, Bill Grant, one of my heroes, one of many people's heroes, bodybuilding's heroes. This guy's been known to have the best arms in the world. People have argued time and again who has the best arms in the world? Bill Grant. That's where we'll begin. He is the man of steel. Bill Grant. Folks, he started training in the backyard at 9 years old. In the backyard, the guy, he didn't train at some spacious gym where they had all kinds of knocking over tires and chains and all this fancy stuff on like turf and stuff. No, in backyards. Folks, he trained in the 60s and 70s. They didn't know weight training, but the coaches told you that bodybuilding or lifting weights would make you stiff and turn you into a terrible athlete. Well, I'm going to prove all that wrong. Bill's decades of knowledge hasn't gone unnoticed. He's been awarded the Lifetime Achievement Award for his efforts in helping others to achieve their goals, as well as supporting many charitable events. If others have done the same thing for Bill, there's no telling how much greater he would be now. Bill gave away secrets. He told them how he did like triceps and bicep push downs and different things to achieve the best arms in the world. He gave away his secrets. Bodybuilders don't do that, but Bill did. He was that kind of man. Folks, before I get down to his achievements and all the contests he's won and all the contests he's been into, I'm going to give you a little short history of Mr. Grant. Folks, there's plenty to say, so I'll say it as fast as I can. Not to bore you, but I could go on forever. When Bill Grant was 9 years old, he picked up his first set of weights, which was in fact a barbell. He was just experimenting at his early ages. It wasn't until when he was 12 that he started getting involved with bodybuilding. A close friend introduced him to weight training. This was the beginning of the Man of Steel and his journey into the world of bodybuilding. He didn't have the facilities to train as many people do now. In the 60s and the 70s, there wasn't local gyms or weight training clubs, so this had to do. And folks, out of personal note, Castellano played football for Gates Chili Spartans. And in 1974, I was a sophomore at the time, 10th grade. The varsity went 1-9. 1-9. Coach Clinton Treadway said, Gates Chili will never do this again. We'll never go 1-9 again. He put it on the wall. So he went out with the Booster Club and bought a universal weight training set. Complete system. At the time, it cost $3,500. I guess that was a lot of money. It cost a head for one unit nowadays. But anyways, $3,500. The next year, Gates Chili went on. We won. We were the county champs. I won best defensive back, but the story's not about me. We're talking about Bill Grant, best arms in the world. Anyway, Bill Grant wasn't always your butt kicker, ass kicker, monster, behemoth that he is. He was bullied as a child, as many were, as many are to this day. Bill Grant. Imagine this monster was bullied. Anyway, with his small frame and weak muscles, he was constantly picked on by everyone. I was always picked on, beaten up by everybody, even by girls. I have 2 other sisters, and they can beat me too. I got tired to be beaten all the time. I loved to play sports, but I couldn't play football because I was too small. Bill had enough of bullying and being unable to play sports in school, which he loved so much. He went on to gain a massive 45 pounds to a skinny frame within the space of 4 years. Then he took part in competition called Mr. High School, New Jersey, where he positioned a respectable 5th place. This was his first taste of competitive life, of being on stage. His passion only grew stronger. I read all magazines religiously, and honestly, I saw Serge Nubret in a magazine and Sergio Oliva and Reg Park. Competition history, folks. I could go on and on. This guy's been in 44 competitions. 44 dieting means dieting probably a half a year just for one contest, 6 months. But anyways, there was a slow and steady progression through the ranks as Bill climbed to the top of the game in 1972, where he walked home with first place in the Mr. World. He again took first place in the 1974 Mr. World and Mr. International, Bill's career has been filled with top places over 2 decades, with competitions not only in the United States but also across Europe. With over 44 professional competitions under his belt, it's clear to see that Bill's a true champion. Meeting his heroes in South Africa, Bill met Reg Park, one of his idols, back in the early days of bodybuilding in 1975 on the film set of Pumping Iron. Whilst in South Africa, he also recalls seeing Serge Nubret, another one of his idols. Meeting his inspiration, Bill can say firsthand that Reg Park was a great and true champion. Great guy. While spending time in South Africa, he had the opportunity to rub shoulders and even share rides with his lifelong heroes. Reg Park offered to pick Bill up from the airport upon his arrival into the country. At the time, when apartheid was still strong in some areas, it was a difficult time. Bill remembers asking Reg where the toilet was in the airport. Reg replied that the toilets were segregated for black and white people. He said that the restroom for black people wasn't clean and not acceptable to use. Here's Bill talking about what happened next. He told me, "If you can wait, you will go to my house and you can go to the bathroom there." I was really in shock. He introduced me to his son, John, with today I'm still friends with. Reg was very kind to me. He offered his home for a week. He took me to one of his favorite restaurants in town, and as I walked into the restaurant, I could see the people looking at me. You know, Reg was very famous in South Africa with all his movies. He played Hercules, played all kinds of heroes. There were blacks who were looking through the window, and they were staring and seeing me sit with Reg. It shows real character of Reg, kind, loving, caring about the people. Meeting heroes, making lifelong friends is what Bill deeply loves about the sport, bodybuilding, and characters introduced. He wanted to compete for 3 decades, winning titles, placing in respectable positions all through the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Bill's professional career produced a Comcast radio show, television fitness program called Fit for Life. It boasts a massive audience of 1.5 million viewers. Wow! Per month. He also appeared in such ABC Friday Night Movie of the Week as Hustler of Muscle Beats. What am I talking about? And Pumping Iron, which stars Arnold Schwarzenegger. Bill also had his hands in theater productions, The Runaway Train and Smokey Robinson's The Review. He also appeared in numerous news shows around the globe such as ABC, CBS, CNN, ESPN, and Fox News. Among being a spokesman and starring in movies and commercials, Bill also an active community and charity member. He worked with leading organizations including Metropolitan, YMCA's, Orange Kids Clare Club, Newark YMCA Sports Legends, and Parkinson's, Unity Walk, and Alan T. Brown Foundation. Bill's also been one of the greats that trained in Gold's Gym. Gold's Gym, the beginning, the mecca of bodybuilding, where all the best of the best started. Bill trained in Gold's Gym in the golden era. He was actually one of the first on the scene. And it's been said that he was one of Arnold Schwarzenegger's first training partners. Bill found that a lot of guys he would train with used high-intensity volume throughout the week. For Bill, this was too much volume. His body responded better to shorter training routines, less is more type of training. He would use intense focus and made sure that every rep counted. Being a huge fan of supersetting his workouts, Bill would utilize his training to get most for bang for his buck. For example, when he trained his chest and back, something that's normally done in a superset workout where the opposing muscles are worked one after the other, he'd then move on to shoulders. The shoulders would be worked using straight sets to round off his workout. The type of workout won Bill the 1972 Mr. America title. It also is what got him first place in the Mr. World 1974. Bill's Mr. America workout. Monday, chest, back, shoulders. Tuesday, arms, legs. Wednesday, rest day. Thursday, chest, back, shoulders. Friday, arms, legs. Saturday, rest. Sunday, rest. And believe me, when you work as hard as Bill, you need the rest. Bill's nutrition, Bill's diet back in the early days of training still resembles the way he eats today. He eats 4 to 5 meals a day, which consist of 60% protein, 30% carbohydrates, and 10% fat. Bill's diet for contest prep. Meal 1, bowl of oats, yogurt, creatine, amino acids. Meal 2, protein drink. Meal 3, rice and beans with eggs. Meal 4, filet mignon, and yeah, I can go for that myself. Meal 5, protein drink. Idols and influences. Bill was influenced by some of the great names in bodybuilding, such as, again, Serge Nubret, Sergio Oliva, The Mountain, and Reg Park. These idols are the ones that he looked up to and aspired to emulate. He worked hard his entire life to create the perfect physique. It's clear to see that Bill's achieved his dreams and become a highly respected figure in the world of bodybuilding, just like his heroes. Not all champions are born with good genetics, and while some make winning look easy, Bill worked every bit, from top to bottom to achieve his gains. He went from a little boy being bullied to a mountain of a man that bullies would run from. Folks, this isn't the end of the Bill Grant story. This is only the beginning. Stay tuned for part 2. I promise you, it's going to be more exciting, more instructive, and we may hear from Bill himself. Stay tuned.